What's up, everyone? We got a super cool video coming out for you today. So for those that have been checking out the Twitter and seeing what I've been posting up, I was able to be a part of the alpha launch for the Immortal Gates of Pyre. This is the new RTS that is in development. Alpha phase has hit. We've got a couple cool videos that are going to be coming out on the channel for you to kind of learn a little bit about what the game is, how it might be different than some of the other RTSs, couple little fun little gameplays that we've done, and for some lucky viewers, we're going to give away some keys. So there'll be a little bit of giveaway. All you have to be able to do is down below, what was the first RTS game that you played? So for me, I played a lot of Warcraft 2 and Brood War. Those were the first couple ones that I got into, and then I just kind of branched out into everything related to RTS. I still play RTSs to this day, but I want to know about what was your first RTS game that you played. So leave a comment down below. We'll randomly pick one of the people here, and then you'll be given a key. We'll announce the winner on next week's video, since we're going to be doing 3 weeks of Immortal Gates of Pyre content, and that means that we have 3 keys to give away to all of our viewers. So if you don't win, there's always more opportunities. We're also going to be doing stuff on Twitter and Twitch as well. So if you miss out on your chance to do on the YouTube stuff, there'll be more chances for you to get a key. But without further ado, let's jump into this episode. We're going to be learning a little bit more about Immortal Gates of Pyre. We were lucky enough to do a first look at the game last night, or whenever you guys were watching this, a little while ago, on ESChamp's stream with Drekken. We got to kind of talk a little bit about the game, see a little bit what it's like. We played a couple of 1v1s, we played the co-op, so we got to have a little bit of fun with it. Today I wanted to do kind of a little bit more in depth of, hey, how to play the game, hey, what makes the game unique compared to other RTSs. So we'll just kind of be bouncing around and you know, just have fun with it, right? That's a lot of what we're going to be doing. So starting out, we're just going to do a little bit of playing solo for a little bit. Again, just to kind of talk through a little bit about how the game works compared to other RTSs, and then, you know, we'll see if we can get a couple 1v1s in, who knows. Since I'm still learning the game, still trying to get used to it, you know, doing our best to kind of learn at this point in time. So why don't we jump in and kind of see what it's like now? Before, actually, real quick, since I talked about it a little bit on ESChamp's channel, I do want to highlight it here. If you are going to be playing the game, or you're watching the videos from the game footage, do note that this is alpha. So the stuff that you're seeing right now is, you know, potentially temporary. There are some assets that aren't in the game yet that are still working on it. The game was created with the Unreal Engine, so it looks really, really cool, but some things are not finished. You can even see on the bottom left of the corner, it's like upcoming features, things that they're working on. They've just added in some specific features like the co-op map, stuff like that, but it's alpha. So if anybody remembers, you know, StarCraft alpha videos or any other game in alpha, they looked very different from release date. Now, I don't have a timeline. I'm not sure when beta is going to be. You know, alpha just launched as of yesterday, so it's going to be a bit, but we're going to dive in and kind of play a little bit with it. If you do get access to it, get into the alpha, the mini games are really cool. I figure we'll start with there before we jump into the play solo, because I want this to be a, hey, if you've never seen the game, where should you start? So the mini games, the how to play, that stuff is a great way to do it. So let's jump into at least the mini games first, because if you haven't seen these things, they're really cool. Now it's going to pop up a little video, and I don't know if it's yeah, it's kind of blinking. It's just going to be talking about, and I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get into it. Let's play. It's because it does a pop-out window of essentially a YouTube video, so that's why it's like flashing on screen. All right, help your team with your Immortal Powers. So the main difference between this and other RTSs, I talked about it a little bit, is that it's similar to Age of Mythology in the regard that your hero, right, that you've got, your immortal, you can see him kind of hanging out in the bottom left, does have that ability to be like a main spellcaster. But in order to cast his spells, you have to gather the Pyre. That's a resource that is on the map for you to get. You can get it by killing structures that are on the map. You can get it by killing creeps that are on the map. So it incentivizes you to go around and say, if you want this resource, which you should because it's very powerful, you need to be creeping and being active with your units. This is kind of the first look of how to play around with it, and it's like a very easy introduction of saying this is what you should do if you want to be able to use the Immortal Powers. So it's help your team win with Immortal Powers. So we've got these little archers here, little like robotic walkers, if you will. And one cool thing from all of you StarCraft 2 fans out there, they do have the ability to blink. In this little tutorial, they don't, but that's okay. So let's see, you know, very basic stuff, right? Hey, you're going to use V, which you can see down here, our action bar of stuff. Like C is our building tab, right? It doesn't really matter because we're not building anything. We're just worried about V, which is our kind of pressing it to activate and buff up our army. Now there is D that would select all of our army. We're not worried about that either. We're just focused on infusing our troops. Now this W infusion that we're going to do is going to be across the board. Every faction gets access to this buff. That's why this is the one that they are using in the tutorial, is because everybody gets this one. It increases our movement speed, increases our attack speed. So, first things first, you can see our units are moving around, they're starting to take damage. I press V, now here's my tab. It even gives me a little window to show me, oh, what does it do? It infuses my troops, and we're starting to lose, so let's infuse. You see they're buffed up. I can't select them right now to show you how much it does, but we got to do some testing. When we get into the solo stuff, you'll be able to see that. So, your troops have bonus movement speed and attack speed. Excellent. Scroll to the right. Okay. Oh, we've got allies. Here's another ability. Now this one, the Pillar of the Heavens, is exclusive to the faction that we are. So we're going to be able to select this and send it down to our allies' army. So again, V is where we select on our kind of action bar here. R is going to slam down this Pillar of the Heavens. Now it's very strong. It'll deal damage to enemies as well as buffing up our own troops or ally troops, like if you're playing 2v2s, right? So here, let's do that so we can count it as doing the objective since our base is getting destroyed here. Take that. Your pillar damages enemies upon impact and boosts nearby friendly units. But you saw they were able to kill the pillar. So if you're aggressive with that pillar, you know, you do have to be aware that they can take it out. So if you use it a little bit more defensively, it's a little bit safer, but if you want to deal that kind of splash damage, slam it down, you do have to think about that when you're doing it. So, all right, now we're going to be winning this battle. We're going to now use these two abilities that we had to be able to bounce between, hey, infusing our troops and using the Pillar of Heaven to support our allies here. So it's going to just basically kind of teach you if you have Pyre. You can see our Pyre meter down here. We've got 10,000. So we're not going to run out in this tutorial because it is a tutorial. So let's get going. All right, first things first. Let's start buffing up. Head over here, and we'll put one down in the middle. And we can see they're recharging. So now I can come back over here, and we'll move stuff these guys. And we're just going to kind of do this back and forth as we try to help out and support our troops. More units are being created. We're not in any control. It's just strictly sitting here and supporting our troops and using these abilities just to show how powerful they are. Like immediately, we're pushing in very, very hard on both sides because of these Immortals abilities. So which is something cool that makes this RTS unique compared to other ones. And if you want to be able to do these in a regular game, which is very feasible and possible when you're playing 1v1s, 2v2s, you just need to make sure you have units that are actively trying to gather up Pyre. And we'll talk a little bit about how to gather up Pyre when we get into the game itself. But I wanted to start out with the minigames because this is a great way to start and get people used to how to play the game. We'll even throw one of these over here because why not? Boost them up, take them out. Boost them up. Go, 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 boys. Alright, think you can do better? Continue to the next minigame. Alright, Now this is all about moving your army around. There is smart casting in the game. So attack, move, right? I don't necessarily have to click where I want the army to go, right? Place cursor on the red army and press A, right? Place cursor near the bottom of the screen, run away. So this is basically just saying, should I take a fight or should I retreat? So looking at my army size compared to theirs seems great. Oh, and then it's like, hey, don't forget to select your army. And this is a great way to teach you, saying, well, I need to use D to select my entire army. And we can definitely take this fight. Now, looking at this, you might be thinking, okay, I don't know all of the units in here. That's fine. We can see we've got some flying units, we've got some archers. It's great. Looks like some siege units. You know, how well are we going to be able to take fights? Most of the time, it's going to be pretty obvious. Now, they do have access to some healers. We have access to some healers. I'm feeling pretty good. We have a much bigger air army. We are taking this fight, no problem. Now, we're going to see how long we can go for. My record right now is being 9 rounds. Getting it right. I don't know if we're going to get 9 rounds, but we're going to find out. Hey, equal air, better ground forces for us. So let's get in there and take them out. You can see a little bit of pathing with them all lined up like this, bumping into each other, but that's, you know, straightforward armies. These are also the units that have the ability to blink, so if it was a real fight, we might be able to blink them to the sides, get them in a better position for actually fighting. Ooh, we don't want to fight this army. Run away. Again, we don't want to fight that army. Okay, they have a superior air force and ground force. We do not want to be fighting that army. Oh, this is close, but we have a bigger ground force. I think we could take it. Yeah, so our siege items that we've got here also are pretty good about anti-air. You see them already single targeting down and focusing on those air units. Boom, boom, boom. Easy pickings. Another victory. All right, close one, but we have more air, and they have a healer. Doesn't look like we have one on our side, but they have a couple of slower attacking units than us. Ours attack a little bit faster, so we should be good taking this fight. I like the animation of these little archer guys. I can't remember the names of all the units yet. We'll try our best to learn them, but you know, just watching them shoot is pretty cool. Okay, now it's like the opposite effect where they've got a bigger ground force. Even though we have a bigger air force, we're not winning that fight. All right, bigger air force. They've got healers. They've got some siege stuff. We're not winning that fight either. Close, but again, I would run. They have 3. I think we run. Ooh, we win this. And, you know, this is an important practice for players that may be new to RTSs too, is this mini game is great for going that split-second decision-making in the heat of the moment. Like, we're talking through it, and we're taking our time and going, oh, should we do this? Here's why we might fight, why we might run away. But learning this skill will make it easier when you're actually playing a real-time strategy game, because you're sitting there and microing your units and macroing back at home, and you're flashing to the battlefield, and you need that split-second decision to go, can I win this fight or do I need to run away? Because that might determine whether or not you just lose your army completely, or, hey, you take a nice victory, you can start reinforcing and push an advantage. Run away. Yeah, we're going to try to like speed it up a little bit. See if we can just do that split-second decision here, since we're already at our current best. Trying to just move quick. Run away, fight. Run away, fight. Alright, we're winning that. Again, just... That's the point of this minigame, right? Battle it out, test it out, see if we can get that split-second decision. Now, we're not going to be playing this all day. We are going to be shifting it up and moving it around to play other ones just so we can test it out. I think we win that. Yeah, look, even our guys stuck in the back. It's alright. We'll fight through there. I think we'll start learning these guys for everybody at home. There are 2 races currently in the game and 4 factions, 2 for each race, and that makes uniqueness to them. But we'll talk more about it. Oh, we should have ran. This is where we lose, boys. I just saw our air superiority and I felt good, but you can see their archers are just picking us apart. Defeat. All right, hey, we did pretty good. 18 rounds, not bad, not bad at all. So great question asking from Kage in the chat. Do you know if it's 3 races planned or is it more? As of right now, there we can return to menu. As of right now, the talk is for another race. I'm pretty sure they're saying 3, but you know, as the game progresses and as they start playing around with it, and you know, we get out of alpha, maybe they'll say, you know what, maybe we'll do more. So I don't know. We'll see. As of right now, it's set up like that. So let's check out the play solo stuff again. Thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, there is other ways that you guys can be able to show your support if you like it. The easiest way is subscribing, hitting those like buttons, letting people know about the video, you know, tweeting about it, all that kind of fun stuff. But if you're feeling like you have money to spare and you want to throw some money to help improve the projects that I work on, you can be able to do that over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/therealnanman. And you can see all the different rewards and tier stuff that we've got in place to kind of help people out that help us. But I hope you guys have enjoyed all the content that I've been producing, and I'll see you guys next game.